smells super expensive and luxurious. This is one of the most expensive smelling that I have in my collection. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Giselle. I review fragrances. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your loyal support. So today I wanted to do this video. This video is all about designer fragrances that smell expensive. Some of them are indeed expensive, but that doesn't mean anything. There are many expensive fragrances that don't smell great or even good, while other fragrances that are not as expensive smell great, right? I actually wanted to do this video as a myth debunker, so to speak, because people think, or many people think, that niche is always better. There's nothing farthest from the truth. In fact, many designer fragrances have been the blueprint for what many hyped niche fragrances are today. So today I want to review a few from private blends, but still they belong to the designer category. And I'm here today with, I think I have 7 or 8 fragrances for you. And I'm gonna start the list with Libre Intense. I love Libre Intense. It's such a beautiful, feminine, it's what I call a feminine fougere. The lavender here, it's prominent, and lavender is actually one of the main components of the fougere olfactory group. However, here, it's not prominent as it is the case of the original Libre. The main reason why I haven't bought it, because I don't really like lavender in fragrances. There are only 2 fragrances with lavender that I truly love, and it's Libre Intense and Montguerlain Intense. I could have included it in the list, but the list would have been like way too long. So I opted for this one, which I truly love. It has a very strong presence. It has a very beautiful resonance, balmy base. The vanilla and the tonka here kind of tone down the lavender. So although you can smell the lavender, it's not as prominent. And it doesn't make the fragrance too masculine, right? That's why I say it's like a feminine fougere, if that's even a thing. But yeah, Libre Intense is a beautiful scent, perfect for daytime or nighttime. I prefer to wear it during the day, but in very cold days. To me, it's a colder weather type of scent. But regardless, you can wear it all year round. In fact, the other day I smelled it on someone, and she told me she was wearing this fragrance, and I couldn't believe it because it was a scorching hot day, and she smelled amazing, like amazing. That's why I had to ask what she was wearing, and she was wearing Libre Intense, and I think it was like 95 degrees. So yeah, it proves that it also performs really well under hot weather. Performance is amazing, projection, sillage, lasting power, lasts 8+ hours on my skin, and it's an amazing fragrance. You definitely need to try Libre Intense by 𝘋𝙧𝙧𝙧. So the next fragrance on my list is Valentino Donna. This is the original Donna. It's so good. I love all the flankers. There's not one flanker that I don't like. However, my favorite is Born in Roma, but I have to say that, no, actually this is my favorite, but from the flankers, Born in Roma is my favorite. However, I have to say none of the flankers compete with the original when it comes to elegance and sophistication. This is the most elegant fragrance you can get. It doesn't get any better than this. It smells way more expensive and way better than many niche fragrances. It's really beautiful. I also get tons of compliments when I wear this, and it's just stunning. It has a very beautiful and uplifting, bright opening thanks to a grapefruit note. So it's a little bit zesty, it's bright, it's invigorating, typical from citrus notes. So good. and the core is fruity. It has peach, so as the fragrance evolves, you will start picking a little bit more of the peach, and it's very velvety, very soft, very sweet, kind of juicy. Also, it's also creamy because it has a praline note. As I explained before in my 2-3 previous videos, praline is a paste made with some sort of nuts and chocolate. You don't smell anything like that here. As I always say, sometimes notes, as I said before, are not in a perfume just to give that specific type of scent. Sometimes notes are added in perfumery to give texture, to give the feeling of something. That's why so many synthetic notes are created in the lab, right? If you want to smell something cozy, well, then you have cashmere or you have blonde woods, for example. And oftentimes, this is the purpose of adding specific notes. So this one has praline in the hard notes. However, you won't smell anything chocolatey, you won't smell anything nutty, nothing like that. However, it gives this fragrance a very, very beautiful creaminess. It also has patchouli, it has rose, it has iris. I can tell that it has iris. Whenever you smell a fragrance that smells a little bit leathery, but you don't see leather listed in the notes pyramid, it's because it has either orris or iris. Orris is the root of the iris of the flower, which tends to be more creamy, more buttery. However, iris, like the flower itself, it's more fragrant than orris, and it's what gives a perfume that waxy sometimes, or lipsticky or leathery type of accord, even when the fragrance doesn't have leather as a note. It's a super elegant fragrance, super sophisticated. It will make you feel put together and chic the moment you spritz the first drops. Love it. So good. It's a super chic and elegant fragrance. It makes me feel as such when I wear it. It's a type of fragrance that when you don't know what to wear, you can't go wrong with Valentino Donna. So the next fragrance on my list is by the Fireplace by Maison Margiela. It belongs to the Replica line. And as you probably know, all Replica fragrances try to evoke moments or situations that the creator had in his childhood. So that hence the name Replica, right? He tried to replicate through his fragrances those moments or situations that had a special meaning. This is by the Fireplace, and it's a fragrance that tries to evoke a fireplace in the middle of the winter. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's incredible how something so simple, such a simple experience as a fireplace, can trigger the creativity and make such a stunning perfume. It's so good. It's very smoky, but it's also super duper spicy. It's a completely unisex fragrance, but it smells, I would say, more smoky and spicy on men, while on women it smells sweeter and creamier. And that's because of the orange blossom. I think the orange blossom that they added to this fragrance was a brilliant addition, because it kind of tames down all that spiciness and the smokiness and makes this fragrance unisex rather than a typical masculine fragrance. But I think that without the orange blossom, it would be a little bit too harsh, too smoky, too spicy. While, as I was saying, the orange blossom makes it a little bit more feminine. This is not a feminine fragrance at all, but with the orange blossom, I can see why this is a completely unisex fragrance. Stunning. It has an impressive sillage. The sillage is the most remarkable aspect of the performance of this fragrance. It has really good lasting power. I can't remember in terms of hours, but it lasts a really long time. It has a really good projection, but the sillage is out of this world. It also has a chestnut note. You will get more of the chestnut in the middle notes as soon as the top notes start to evaporate, and it is what gives this fragrance a little bit of a gourmand touch. This is not a gourmand fragrance at all, but that chestnut gives creaminess, and not only the orange blossom gives creaminess, the chestnut too, but it also gives by the Fireplace a little bit of a gourmand component. So I highly encourage you to try it. Stunning perfume by the Fireplace. So the next fragrance on my list is Chloe Nomade Eau de Parfum. This fragrance is so good. It's a floral chypre. Chypre is my favorite olfactory group. I don't care if it is a fruity chypre, floral chypre, leather chypre. I love chypre as an olfactory group. I think chypre fragrances are the most sophisticated and elegant not necessarily smelling vintage or anything like that, but I love fragrances that belong to this olfactory group. I find them extremely elegant, and this is no exception. It smells very expensive. It's the epitome of quiet luxury as well. It's very demure. It's very discreet. It's a skin scent. You won't turn heads with this fragrance. However, not everyone likes to turn heads, right? Some people are more shy, or they don't care for compliments, or they head turning effect. So yeah, for those people, this fragrance is perfect. I can totally see a bride wearing this. It's very delicate, very feminine, very sophisticated as well. It's very long lasting, at least on my skin. There's nothing simple here. This is not a linear fragrance either. You can definitely identify all the phases this fragrance goes through. It has a very beautiful woodsy ambery base, where you can also get some patchouli, not noticeable. You can't really notice the patchouli unless when you let it dry, and even in the dry down, it's still very subtle. So even if you don't like patchouli, you should definitely try this, because it's very beautiful. And also the oak moss that you can pick more in the base, it's stunning, because it gives this fragrance a lot of dewiness that, together with that ambery and woodsy base, it's out of this world, really. It's very demure, as I was saying. It's a very discreet type of scent, perfect for a bride. I can totally see a bride wearing this fragrance. You can wear it during the day. It is a daytime fragrance, but you can wear it whenever you want, right? To me, this is a daytime type of scent, very inoffensive, and when people come close to you, they can smell it and they like it. But again, you won't turn heads with this fragrance. However, turning heads is not for everyone. So it smells really expensive and sophisticated. So if you're looking for a designer fragrance that smells expensive, Chloe Nomade Eau de Parfum is a must try. The next one on my list, it's another cult favorite, and it is Rouge Malachite. It belongs to the Armani Privé line, which is like a private blend. And this is a white floral, super creamy white floral concoction with orange blossom, jasmine, and a very present tuberose. It's a stunning perfume, and I don't even like tuberose. I always say that. I have quite a few tuberose-centered fragrances that I love. I happen to love them even when I don't like tuberose. But that proves once again that everything boils down to how the composition is done. And this is a star, guys. It's so beautiful. It's so sexy, so sensual, voluptuous. It smells super expensive and luxurious. This is one of the most expensive smelling white florals that I have in my collection. And to me, the magic here happens in the dry down, where the tuberose is not as prominent. It actually has an ambery base. Amber, as you probably know, is not a note. It's actually an accord. It's a combination of vanilla, resins, balsams, like Peru balsam sometimes, or benzoin, different type of resins, and that kind of anchors the whole composition. And I think it's magical, because it tames down a little bit that strong indolic tuberose. It's pretty indolic here, but that ambery base tames it down, and it smells absolutely divine. Typically, Oriental fragrances are ambery fragrances, right? Nowadays, some people don't call them Oriental, and they call it ambery fragrances. But this is what is the main characteristic, right? It's a very warm, sweet, resinous, balsamic type of scent. To me, this is a nighttime fragrance. It's perfect for nights out, even better for date nights. My husband loves this fragrance. It leans more on the mature side, but to be honest with you, it's completely ageless. And I don't think this is a unisex fragrance. I think this is a typical feminine floral scent, but it's glorious. I think this is one of the fragrances that lives up to the hype, and yeah, you definitely need to try it if you want to smell expensive. So the next one on my list is Iris Celadon. It also belongs to the Privé line, Armani Privé line. And this is Iris made different. Let me tell you, this is the most exquisite, soft skin scent with the strongest lasting power you can find on the market. Lasts 10 to 12 hours. Let me know in the comments below if you know, or if you're familiar with a skin scent that lasts that long, because I am interested. I love long-lasting skin scents. It feels like my skin, but better, and I love that feeling of getting whiffs throughout the day. and it's such a beautiful iris fragrance. It's not waxy, it's not lipsticky. This is completely different. It's actually creamy and chocolatey. It has a chocolate note that it's definitely present. It gives a lot of creaminess. It gives this fragrance a slight gourmand component. I would say this is a gourmand iris. It's a soft gourmand. It doesn't smell like a snack or anything like that, but I definitely think this is a gourmand. I would say this is a gourmand iris. It's absolutely beautiful. I wish you could smell it through the screen because it's feminine, it's chic, it's airy, it's musky. It's so good. It also has cardamom, which is one of the queens of the spices, which it can be sweet, but it also can be bitter, and it's very resinous. So the cardamom here combined with the chocolate note, it's like a match made in heaven because it makes the cardamom very fragrant yet not bitter and spicy. I was saying it's extremely long lasting. It really lasts forever. It's very beautiful. It is mass appealing, very inoffensive. It's not cloying. Don't think that because it has that chocolate note that you will feel overwhelmed or sickly sweet, or there's nothing like that. It's a very creamy iris fragrance without being lipsticky and waxy, which is the typical scents we are used to when it comes to iris. This is iris made different, and you definitely need to try it. Iris Celadon. It's highly underrated. Very few people know about this fragrance, but I highly encourage you to try it. Coming up, we have Jasmine Rouge here by Tom Ford. It belongs to his private blend. I would put this one in the exact same category. I would put Rouge Malachite. This is a little bit more indolic. The jasmine here is very present, while in Rouge Malachite, the queen, the star of the show is the tuberose. Here is the jasmine, and both flowers are very indolic. As I explained in one of my previous videos, indoles are typical chemical compounds found in white flowers, and jasmine and tuberose are the flowers that usually have more indoles. They are stronger in indoles, and sometimes indoles can be off-putting, especially when they smell too animalic, too strong, too heavy. And this is an indolic fragrance. However, it's not animalic at all. It's very sexy, super sensual, very voluptuous as well. Very similar, same category as Rouge Malachite. I would wear these two fragrances for the same occasions. Both are perfect date-night fragrances, and also nighttime fragrances, at least for me. And they're completely different. I would put them in the same category, but just because two fragrances belong to the same category or two fragrances give the same type of vibes, that doesn't mean the fragrances are similar scent-wise, right? So they are not similar at all, but yeah, they are both creamy white florals, very sensual, very sophisticated, very expensive smelling. I think this one smells even more expensive than Rouge Malachite. In terms of compliments, I get more compliments with Jasmine Rouge versus Rouge Malachite, but it doesn't matter. That's just data I'm giving you, just, you know, as part of my reviews. A very seductive fragrance. You can wear this all year round. Same with Rouge Malachite. However, I think this is more, I wouldn't say appropriate. The word appropriate doesn't fit in perfumery, in my opinion. If you want to use the word appropriate, I would say that this one is more appropriate for colder weather, while Rouge Malachite, it's more like an all year round, but I think it smells even nicer during the summer. So yeah, Jasmine Rouge by Tom Ford. And the last one for today is Eau du Soir by Sisley. You probably heard me talking about this fragrance since I started on YouTube, right? But this fragrance has been my go-to scent, my signature scent for years. It's a very popular fragrance in Europe. People love it. It's super duper elegant. There's nothing more elegant than this. It's been in my collection for years. Now, this is not a fragrance for newbies because they will probably call it a grandma type of scent. I have to say, yes, it leans more on the vintage side. I hate to call fragrances a grandma fragrance. I think it's the most derogative term. And seriously, I've never heard a perfumer referring to a fragrance as a grandma fragrance, right? It's tacky, and I think it's a very negative term, but that's on a side note. So Eau du Soir is a very elegant fragrance, as I was saying. It's a cheaper fragrance. Cheaper fragrances are unbeatable when it comes to elegance, and it's really beautiful. It was Princess Diana's favorite fragrance. It's a little bit green in the opening, super duper feminine. It's not a girly scent at all. As I was saying, it leans more on the mature side, but it's very, very feminine. It's one of the most elegant Chypre fragrances I have ever smelled. Chypre, as I was saying, by itself, it's an olfactory group that has the most elegant fragrances, but I've never smelled anything like this. It's spicy, it's green in the opening, slightly fresh in the opening as well. It's chic and classy. It smells like $1,000,000. Super duper elegant, super sophisticated. This fragrance reminds me of Coco Noir, that crisp, clean type of fragrance. Not similar at all. This is way more mature than Coco Noir. However, it has the clean and crispy vibes that Coco Noir has. I rarely hear anyone talking about Eau du Soir. It's a very underrated fragrance. The only person that I know that loves this fragrance as much as I do is my dear friend Pika. You can follow her here. She's adorable. I love Pika. We are really good friends. And she loves this fragrance too. I have many followers who bought this fragrance after my reviews, and they told me that they are super duper happy, and Eau du Soir is one of their signature scents to this day. So I think it's a must try. It has a very particular flower typical from Spain, which is called syringa. It's a night flower, and during the night it's when this flower expels the scent to attract the night butterflies to pollinate it. So it's definitely a nighttime fragrance. I wear it during the day. I don't know through how many bottles I went in my life, but yeah, I wear it during the day, during the night, but this is a 100% nighttime type of scent. You know, you will feel like $1,000,000. When you wear this, you will feel like you're walking the red carpet. Eau du Soir by Sisley. So guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 of designer fragrances that smell expensive. Let me know in the comments below what is your favorite designer fragrance. And yeah, I read all of the comments, so please leave a comment below and I'll be happy to hear from you. Stay safe and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.